Alexander Isak wasn't the only transfer story for Liverpool, because Liverpool did attempt to sign Marc Guehi. But as it turned out, Marc Guehi did not join Liverpool because Crystal Palace sort of pulled the plug at the last minute, with Oliver Glasner, with rumours suggesting he was threatening to resign if they actually sold him on deadline day. Now, it seems like Liverpool could move back in for Guehi because he only has a year left on his contract. But is this something that Liverpool will actually do? Could Liverpool, say, move for him in the January window, or is it something that's more likely to happen at the end of the summer, at the end of next summer, when his contract does actually expire?
Yeah, I mean, it might sound like I'm being evasive on this one, but I really do think these things are tough to call. I mean, you speak to anyone at Liverpool last night, obviously they will tell you that they're big fans of the player, they really like him, they wanted to get this deal done, and so there's disappointment there. But nobody can really make any promises about what's going to happen next, because it's unbelievable, really, how quickly things change in football. And it might seem like, well, it's a no-brainer to just get the deal done for January, or then, or maybe in the summer when you get him on a free and you give Palace more time to get a replacement in or whatever. But like I say, things change. Palace could find themselves in a really good position in the Premier League by the time January comes around, and he thinks, okay, maybe I'll just help, get them over the line, maybe qualify for Europe through the league position or whatever. And then, then all of a sudden you're pushing it back to the summer. And then in the meantime, Giovanni Leone could be far ahead in his development than Liverpool ever expected. And yes, they've done the homework and they've scouted him, but these things happen, by the way. So the best example I can kind of give is that Liverpool tried their absolute best to sign Zubimendi a couple of seasons ago, and failed to do so, and ended up stumbling upon Ryan Gravenberch. And now, if you asked Arne Slot to swap those two players, he wouldn't. And I think the performance when they played each other on the other day at Anfield kind of underlined that, in terms of Gravenberch's quality and how far he's come on. And that is something that, as much as these kind of the recruitment staff and the manager and the coaches know about football and how closely they work with them, nobody really saw that coming with Gravenberch. So, as I say, things can happen. Players can develop quicker than expected. Another signing could come up where Liverpool think it's possibly a better opportunity for us. So you can't guarantee anything, and that's not me ruling it out by any means. They still really like Gay. Still be, there's a hope there that it might be available for cheap in January, as I say. But I would not like to make any promises about that, other than say that Liverpool do like him at this moment. But football is very unpredictable and things change very, very quickly. So quite difficult at this moment to make promises about what might happen there.
How do you view Liverpool's backline heading into the season? Because at this moment in time, the centre-back options for the club would obviously be Van Dijk and Konate for the first two spots, and then Leone and Joe Gomez as backups, and then maybe you could count Wataru Endo as kind of a wild card fifth option. But obviously, Joe Gomez and Ibrahim Konate, we both know that they suffer injuries. They tend to suffer injuries throughout the career. So is there any way of saying that Liverpool are short at the back, or do you think that certainly at least until January that Liverpool are fine?
I don't think they're short at the back, personally. I mean, I've been banging the drum for a long time that I don't think they should be carrying 5 centre-halves, and I didn't think that they would. And I think everything that happened yesterday kind of proved that. Liverpool wanted to sign Marc Guehi, but they were willing to let Joe Gomez go if they did sign him. So they want 4 centre-halves. That's how they're going to approach this. They've got 2 either side in terms of the fullbacks as well. So they're absolutely covered there. So, the one question mark you could have is Joe Gomez's fitness, maybe Konate getting an injury. But those concerns have existed for a while. And, again, something I kind of bang on about all the time is, if you think Joe Gomez is too injury prone to be one of the 4 centre-halves that you've got, then you have to just sell him. It's not a debate about should we carry 5. That is just not realistic, in my opinion. And like I say, I think what Liverpool did or tried to do yesterday kind of proved that much, really. They don't want to carry 5 centre-halves because it's not really workable for a team that only uses 2. So I don't think they're short at the moment while everyone's fit. I mean, you want to give Leone games, so you want him to be one of the 4. So hopefully we'll see a bit of him starting with the League Cup and going forward from there. Joe Gomez, when he's fit, is a quality option. I thought he was fantastic when he came on against Arsenal, really. But obviously it is just that doubt. And Konate, very similarly as well. I thought he was back to his best against Arsenal. So, you would just hope that Joe Gomez can maybe just have a slightly more fortunate season in terms of injuries, or at least maybe till January, till things might change there. And Konate was available for the majority of last season outside of being fallen on by excuse me, Endrick in that Real Madrid game. So I think Liverpool are absolutely fine at centre half at the moment. I didn't want them to sign Guehi on the basis that I wanted them to have 5. It was just to replace Joe Gomez if he left. So numbers wise, they should be absolutely fine there. And yeah, just hopefully a little bit more luck with Gomez, and then should be no worries there for what they've got in terms of those centre halves.